kept you waiting, huh? You know, people often ask me, Trevor, Mr. Talks, what is your favorite music artist? Who is your favorite band? And I'm like, I have many, but I need to rank them, you know? So we're gonna do a top 100. Now, just a little bit of a disclaimer. I like all of these bands and artists that I'm about to say. This is just ranking. We're just doing a little fun thing. Each artist or band I say, I'll also recommend a song that's my personal favorite. So you can go listen to it if you want. All right, so without further ado, let's go. One of the most iconic songwriters of all time. Very distinct voice, and I kind of like him. Listen to Don't Think Twice, It's Alright. Janelle Monae is awesome, just awesome energy and a hell of a voice. Listen to Cold War. I've been listening to Steve Miller ever since I was a little kid, so I gotta play some here. Listen to Jungle Love. I think Blur is a little bit underrated, to be honest. Damon Albarn is such a great writer. Listen to The Universal, you'll see what I mean. Fall Out Boy. I don't really like what they're putting out now, but I like the classics. Listen to Thanks for the Memories. The Doors. I just think they got a very distinct thing going on. Love Me Two Times, one of my faves. I've always liked Iggy Pop. He's hell of a dude. How does he move like that at that old of an age? I like the post-punk depression album a lot. So listen to Gardenia. The Pharcyde. Yes. Oh, they're so good. They got such good flows. Listen to Other Fish. I've discovered that I am more of a Boxcar Racer fan than a Blink-182 fan. Yeah, I'm not digging Blink-182 right now. Just listen to Cat Like Thief. I liked Lana Del Rey's new album a lot. Norman f***ing Rockwell, genius song. Kelly Uchis has a nice voice. Listen to In My Dreams. A Tribe Called Quest. It just feels very nostalgic when I listen to them for some reason. Jazz We've Got is my personal favorite. How could you not include Nirvana? Nirvana is Nirvana. MTV Unplugged, The Man Who Sold the World. Kings of Leon, I think they get too much hate, personally. I definitely think they do. Pyro is a really good track. I like Oasis more than Blur. Okay, I like Oasis more than Blur. Champagne Supernova. I did not like Green Day's new album, but I still like them as a band. I just did not enjoy Father of All at all. Listen to the Golden Days, Holiday. ELO is classic, just classic rock at its best. Telephone Line. I really like what Kendrick does. I really do. To Pimp a Butterfly, when I first listened to it, I wasn't quite into it at first. But the more I listened to the tracks individually, I appreciated it more. These Walls. Alicia Keys, awesome. Just a fantastic R&B artist. If I Was Your Woman, Walk On By is good. I want Fun to come back. Please, just get them back together. It's been 8 years, alright? I think it's about time. Some nights. I'm not a progressive rock guy at all, but Mars Volta has got something that attracts me, and Roulette Dares proves that. Tyler, the Creator's very creative, very talented. His name's Creator, and I say creative. That's so unoriginal. But really, he is. I mean, Igor, it was such a special album. Listen to What's Good, featuring Slow Tie and Jack White. Is Jack White on that track? I don't know. The XX, I've always liked them. VCR is pretty good. Cage the Elephant, Basic Bitch, I know. But Social Cues, really good song. RADWIMPS is such a cool band. They've done 2 soundtracks for Makoto Shinkai movies so far. Both of them are fantastic. Listen to Sparkle from the Your Name soundtrack. Joe Hisaishi, one of the greatest composers of all time. I listen to him all the time when I'm like editing or like working in general. He's so beautiful. Mother C from Ponyo is good. Mos Def is great. I don't think many people talk about him anymore, which kind of makes me sad because he's pretty good. Listen to Got. I've always been more of a Solange guy than a Beyonce guy. I'm sorry. Alright, I'm sorry. But her voice is just, it's so beautiful. Listen to Almeida. Beastie Boys got that flow. Got that sick chemistry. Get it together. Slaughter Beach Dog is Jake Ewald's other band, which I don't think is as good as his other band, which I will mention later. but I've come around to them. I like Black Oak a lot. I like the spoken word aspect of it. It took me a while to get into Death Grips, but I think I'm finally getting through it. When I first heard them, I just couldn't take it. I couldn't. But I listened to The Money Store in its entirety, and it's truly, you really have to give it a couple listens to really get into it. The samples are genius. They have one of the most distinct sounds I've ever heard, and I've liked their other stuff a lot too. Listen to Billy Not Really, one of my favorites. I'm not in the clique, okay? I'm not, okay? I just like the music. Listen to Cut My Lip. These guys popped up on my Spotify one day, and I really liked what I heard. Japanese Soda is a banger. It's too bad that Jeff Buckley passed away. He was so great. When I first heard So Real, it just felt so moving and emotional. Cuco. I like Cuco. I like Cuco a lot. Listen to Don't Make Me Fall in Love. RJ sounds like this. Their first album, masterpiece. MS. Boy Pablo is he's the definition of soothing. Listen to Losing You. Pond. Now that's the name of a band. What genre would you consider Pond? I don't know. I have a hard time categorizing them. But they're so cool. It just sounds so cool. Listen to Daisy. MF Doom, I think, is one of the most iconic underground rappers of all time. He's just got that evil persona, that evil flow, that sick voice. Money Folder is one of my favorites. Gotta give a shout out to my boys Random. They only have one single out so far, but they're making progress on the next one. So listen to Boat of Thought. I love Smashing Pumpkins so much. Melancholy in the Infinite Sadness is one of the greatest albums. How are they not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame yet? Listen to Tonight Tonight. Talking Heads. David Byrne's got that weird energy that I really like. The simple, like, little guitar sounds and the riffs. Cross-Eyed and Painless. Elephant Gym. These guys popped up when I was listening to, like, stuff from Audio Tree. It's very relaxing in a way. Daytime will get you the idea. The Killers, I think Brandon Flowers has one of the most recognizable voices in rock. And I like how they always have like little synths at the end of their songs. They just incorporate that. I like that. All These Things That I've Done. Really love The Weeknd's new album. Listen to Hardest to Love. Vampire Weekend, because I'm a sucker for Vampire Weekend. How is A-Punk still their most popular song? No, it's not. Who am I kidding? That riff is iconic in A-Punk. Listen to Sunflower, though. That's a good song. When will Neutral Milk Hotel make a new album? Please, come on. Oh, Comely. It's good. Elton John, just a legend on the piano. One of the most recognizable voices. Such a genius at writing songs. He just got an Oscar, which is cool. Benny! I've never been a ska guy, but Sublime has always proved me wrong. Listen to Bad Fish. Arctic Monkeys, I don't get why so many people hate Arctic Monkeys. Is it the AM album? It's probably that. I thought Tranquility Base is an amazing album. It gives me a very Bowie vibe. Listen to 4 out of 5. Lupe Fiasco, Food and Liquor, Part 1 is a masterpiece, and Kick Push just gives the feeling of so much nostalgia. Partly because it was on the soundtrack to Tony Hawk's Downhill Jam. Tupperware Remix Party, otherwise known as TWRP, is one of the coolest funk/disco/electronic/Daft Punk costume persona bands that I really like. Pale Blue Dot is one of my favorites. Queen. It's Queen. Flash. I think Interpol's pretty underrated. The opening to Turn on the Bright Lights Untitled is practically one of the greatest songs, I think. But the outro in PDA, man, it's awesome. The Aubreys is Finn Wolfhard's other band that he's now in because Calpurina broke up. And I really like Calpurina. Oh, is that a spoiler? Whoops. But yeah, I like the new singles a lot, specifically Loved One. The front bottoms are like a folk punk /emos / they're all kinds of things. And I like them a lot. Listen to Flashlight. I really like Aphex Twin, like all the sounds he uses. You know, I like the more like loud, like electronic stuff rather than the soft ambient stuff he makes. But the ambient stuff is good too. Listen to 4. Calpurina, once again. It's sad that they broke up. Blame is good. The Beach Boys have some of the most terrific harmonies I've ever heard. Brian Wilson is a masterpiece in songwriting, and I Get Around is a classic. Weezer is a hit and miss for me sometimes, because sometimes they put out something genius like the White Album, and then they come back and then they put out the Black Album. It's like, what? California Kids is one of my favorites. I listened to Bob Marley a lot when I was younger, too. People say that all Bob Marley songs sound the same. What? Are we hearing the same? Are we hearing the same music? It's got a message, it's got a voice, and he just puts a smile on everyone's face. Waiting in Vain. Bill Wirtz is very unique, I think. He's very, very cool. The fact that he makes all of his stuff in like old Microsoft software, it's cool. Rest in peace, Hers. So sad that they passed away. And I think What Once Was is their best song. Frat Mouse, this is a duo, up and coming. They put out 2 albums this year so far. And the first one, Frat Pack, I really like a lot. Listen to Grant Wasserstein. The Pillows are so cool. They make the music for Fooly Cooley, and first of all, I love that. And I think One Life has a really cool opening with the little guitar riff. And the singer is amazing. He really hits those notes. I really love Courtney Barnett. She should have won that Grammy. What the hell? She should have. Listen to Depreston. Let me tell you guys, I am really loving Joji's music. I'm very excited for the new album coming next month, and I can't stop listening to Sanctuary. The big explosion, it just hits you every time. I've always been a Bloc Party fan. The drumming is tight. I love Kelly's vocals a lot. Listen to Like Eating Glass to see what I mean. Kanye. It's Kanye West. You can't... It's so good. Some of the most genius lyrics I've heard. He's worked with a great list of collaborators throughout the years. All Falls Down is one of my favorites. Some people say they can't understand Tom York in Radiohead. What? Some of the tracks hit hard. Some of them are emotional. And I'm feeling pretty emotional right now, so I'm going for Daydreaming. The Black Keys, hell yeah. I just love that it's just 2 guys just jamming out, you know. And I really like the stuff that's produced by Danger Mouse. He made some really good tracks. Listen to Everlasting Light. Hayley Williams is one of the greatest female vocalists of all time, in my opinion. And Ain't It Fun is one of my favorite songs of all time. Beck, he's so cool. How do you get so cool like Beck? I think Modern Guilt is a masterpiece. Most people don't like the album. I like it personally. In order to prove you guys wrong, listen to Chemtrails. That legitimately the best track for Modern Guilt, probably. Mac DeMarco, Basic Bitch. I like Mac a lot. I think he's a great writer. He's come up with some great riffs like Freaking Out in the Neighborhood. And I wasn't digging his new album, Here Comes the Cowboy, at first, but I've listened to it a couple of times. It's pretty solid. I like On the Square a lot. My Chemical Romance. I'm an emo boy. I'm an emo boy. Judge me. Go ahead. Judge me. Judge me. Dead is so sick. I love it. Foster the People. I think they got some great indie pop / alternative, whatever you call it, tracks. Call it what you want. The Beatles. Come on. How am I not gonna include the Beatles? They're so great. One of the greatest bands of all time. I listened to the Let It Be album recently, more specifically, the Let It Be Naked album, which is a stripped down version of Let It Be, and Across the Universe on that album is fantastic. Way better than the album version, in my opinion. Bowie, I love Black Star, and I miss Bowie a lot. We Can Be Heroes. American Football. I wish more people listened to this band, honestly. They're really great. And I really like the trumpet in The Summer Ends. Kid Cudi, one of the most distinct rappers / singers I've heard. I think Man on the Moon is a masterpiece, and I really like the tracks on that one. Day and Night is one of my favorite songs. I love the weird energy that's coming out of Cibo Matto. I really do. Very psychedelic / groovy funkness to it, you know? And Sugar Water is just the definition of chill. I listen to that track all the time. Am I the only Duck Sauce fan on the world? It feels like that. I'm really liking the new stuff so far. Listen to Captain Duck. La Luz is an all-female surf rock band, and I really like them a lot. I'm so happy I discovered them. Sure as Spring is very good. I think Oliver Tree is one of the most memorable artists right now. Not because he's a meme, not because of his appearance, of the the raver jeans or whatever. I think his voice is nice. It's nice to me. Listen to Hurt. I'm excited for the new album, by the way. LCD sound system. James Murphy's a genius. I usually don't like how long tracks are in music. I don't like 6-minute long tracks. But I love when LCD sound system tracks are 6 minutes long. Listen to All My Friends. Car Seat Headrest, Will Toledo's band. I had a little bit of mixed feelings on their new album at first. But I'm starting to get into it, you know? But for now, I like the classics. Listen to Fill in the Blank. The Strokes are killing it right now. They're killing it. The new Abnormal is such a fantastic album. At the Door will change your life. Girl in Red. I like her voice a lot, and it's just, I like how fadey it is. I just like how in the background it is. It's not like up in your face, you know. It's very attached to the music. I guess I would say that. 4 a.m. Broken Bells is the duo of James Mercer from The Shins and Brian Burton, aka Danger Mouse, and they're so good. They started releasing new music. I really hope they put out some more. It's rock / a little bit of alternative / a little bit of electronic. Listen to After the Disco. We're at the top 10. Made it pretty far. I'm excited. So let's get on with it. Number 10 is Retirement Party. They're a group from Chicago, Illinois. I would describe them as rock / alternative / emo. Avery Springer is a fantastic vocalist. And they just put out an album called Runaway Dog, which you should listen to. Hall Beach is one of my favorite songs. Number 9, Red Vox. This is actually Vinnie Vinesauce's band. I think Another Light is a terrific album. Like, I first listened to it probably the middle of 2018. I was like, oh, this is pretty good. And then I did it again and again and again and again and again. There's some really good riffs on that album, and Vinnie's vocals are on point. And they got one coming this year, and I'm excited for that. Listen to In the Garden. Number 8, Freddie Dredd. He's a very distinct delivery. Kind of sounds like a little child. And his production by Ryan C. is fantastic. I think he's one of the most... he's very different. I know you could say that for anyone, but he's very different. Listen to The Weather. Number 7, King Cruel. King Cruel's a British dude who's named Archie Marshall, and he's fantastic. First he comes out with 6 Feet Beneath the Moon, masterpiece. Then he comes out with The Ooze, masterpiece. Then he comes out with Man Alive, third masterpiece. 3 masterpieces in a row. He can't go wrong, I'm telling you. He's sort of like a jazz punk artist, is what I would describe it as. Listen to A Lizard State. Number 6, MGMT. I love Little Dark Age. And it makes me hungry for more MGMT. Andrew and Ben are some of those talented psychedelic artists right now, and I really like When You Die. Number 5, Daft Punk. Their albums are journeys, especially Random Access Memories, but they just prove time and time again that they bring something new to the table. And I think they're just as iconic as the Beatles. Listen to Touch. Number 4, Poom Vifrit. Just a single dude, writes songs, plays on his guitar. I just love that. He makes love songs. He makes songs about anxiety. He makes songs about stress. He just relatable topics. And he really is a talented guitar player. I mean, just look up a live show of him and just see him play Loverboy. It's fantastic. Hello Anxiety has some of the most crisp guitar I've ever heard. Number 3, Father John Misty. How has it taken me this long to get into Father John Misty? His entire Pure Comedy album is a masterpiece. He ranted on stage about some stuff, and then a year later he puts it on an album with some instrumentation. It's fantastic. In his voice, I hear some Elton John. I hear some Bob Dylan in his words, and I just think he's a really cool dude, besides the music. Listen to the title track of Pure Comedy. Number 2, Gorillaz. I love Gorillaz. I love everything about them. I love the collaborators, I love the characters, I love the 2 guys behind it, and I'm really liking the Song Machine series so far. I mean, Demon Days and Plastic Beach are some of the greatest albums I've ever heard. Especially Plastic Beach. Out of all the Song Machine singles so far, I like Momentary Bliss a lot, featuring Slow Tie and Slaves. It's awesome. And number 1, the moment you've all been waiting for, Modern Baseball. Modern Baseball is a band from Pennsylvania. They made an album called Sports, Masterpiece, and then they get into some deep topics with You're Gonna Miss It All in 2014. And then they followed up with another great record, Holy Ghost, in 2016. They can't do any wrong. And then they broke up. It's so sad. And when I first listened to them, I had no idea that there were 2 vocalists. So I originally thought Bren and Jake were the same person. Because their voices sound kind of the same. I think they're excellent writers, especially on Sports. They got some of the most satirical humor mixed in with the most genius lyrics. There's some emo and some folk and some rock, a little bit of pop punk in there, and you got Modern Baseball. I miss them so much. I love them. I'm so pissed that I just got into them right when they broke up, and just a glimmer of hope, just a little bit. I'm hoping that they can reunite someday. My favorite track by them is The Weeknd. It's so great, so fun. And that's my top 100 favorite artists ranked. I hope you liked it. Let me know if you saw one of your favorites on the list. Alright, I'll see you later. I'm gonna play Hey There Delilah.